Hello everyone, good morning to all. Welcome to Sunny Lessons. In previous class, we discussed about the how to find squares and cubes of 1 to 100 numbers. Today, we discuss about the how to find the square root of perfect square numbers and cube root of perfect cube numbers. Everyone should observe the video till end. Already we know very well 1 to 10 square. 1 square means 1, 2 square means 4, 3 square means 9, 4 square means 16, 5 square means 25, 6 square means 36, 7 square means 49, 8 square means 64, 9 square means 81, 10 square means 100. Here 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100. These are called perfect square numbers. Here when the perfect square number ends with 1, once check. Yes, if it is 1 square or 9 square, 1 or 9. When the perfect square number ends with 2, check the perfect square numbers. Yes, the perfect square numbers never ends with 2. Yes, when the perfect square number ends with 3, one check the perfect square numbers. Yes, the perfect square numbers never ends with 3. When the perfect square numbers ends with 4. Yes, if it is 2 square or 8 square. Yes, when the perfect square number ends with 5. Yes, there is only one possibility, 5 square. When the perfect square number ends with 6, two possibilities are there. If 4 square or 6 square, 4 or 6. When the perfect square number ends with 7, once check. Yes, the perfect square number never ends with 7. Like that, the perfect square number never ends with 8 also. When the perfect square number ends with 9, yes, here two possibilities are there, 3 square or 7 square. When the perfect square number ends with 0, if it is 0. Here, what do you observe? The perfect square numbers ends with 0, 1, 4, 5, 6, 9. But the perfect square numbers never ends with 2, 3, 7 and 8. Square root of a perfect square number. Here, square root of 2209. In this case, we have to follow 3 steps. First step is, when we will get the perfect square number has last digit 9. If it is 3 or 7. Yes, the second step is, strike out the last 2 digits. Yes, the remaining digit is 22. We have to check the nearest perfect square of the 22 and less than the 22. Yes, that is 16. Means 4 square. So write 4, 4. Here, the square root of 2209 either 43 or 47. Here, the third step is deciding step. 22 is nearest perfect square of 16. So, we have to take 4 and the product of the immediately after the number. 4 5 is 20. Here 22 is greater than 20. That's why you have to take greater square, that is 47. So square root of 2209 is 47. The second one is square root of 4096. When we will get the last digit as 6 in the perfect square number. Yes, once check. If it is 4 or 6. Yes, the second step is strike out the last 2 digits. Yes, we have to check the nearest perfect square of 40. That is 36. Means 6 square. Yes, the third step is 6 and immediately after the number 7. Product them. 42. Here 40 is less than 42. So here the smallest square number is our answer 64. Square root of 6241. When we will get the last digit as 1 in the perfect square numbers. Yes, if it is 1 or 9. The second step is strike out the last two digits. Which perfect square number is closer to 62 and less than 62? That is 49 means 7 square. Yes, the product of the 7 and immediately after the number is 8. 7 8 56. Yes, 62 is greater than 56. So our answer is greater square. Which is the greater of 71 and 79? 79 is greater. So our answer is 79. Square root of 9025. Here, what is the first step? When the perfect square number ends with 5. If it is a 5. The second step is strike out the last two digits. Want to check the third step. Which perfect square is closer to 90 and less than 90? That is 81 means 9 square. So the square root of 9025 is 95. Square root of 6889. When we will get the perfect square number ends with 9. If it is 3 or 7. What is the second step? Strike out the last two digits. Nearest perfect square number of 68 and less than 68. That is 64 means 8 square. The product of 8 and immediately after the number 9. 72. Yes. Here 68 is less than 72. So the smaller square number is our answer. So 83. Square root of 6889 is equal to 83. Like that we have to take square root of 9 to 16. When the perfect square number ends with 6. If it is 4 or 6. Yes. What is the second step? Strike out the last two digits. Yes. Check the nearest perfect square of 92 and less than 92. That is 81 means 9 square. Yes, right, 9 here. Yes. The product of the 9 and immediately after the number 10. That is 90. Yes. 92 is greater than 90. That's why our answer is greater square number 96. Square root of 12996. When the perfect square number ends with 6. If it is 4 or 6. What is the second step? Strike out the last two digits and check the nearest perfect square number of 129 and less than 129. 121, 11 square. So, write 11. Yes. The product of 11 and immediately after the number is 12. 132. 129 is less than 132. That's why our answer is the square of the smallest number. So 114. Square root of 12996 is 114. Square root of 15129. When the perfect square number ends with 9. If it is 3 or 7. Yes, what is the second step? Yes, strike out the last two digits. Check the nearest perfect square number of 151 and less than 151. That is 144 means 12 square. So 12 and 12. Yes. Here the third step is the product of 12 and immediately after the number 13. 156. Here 151 is less than 156. So our answer is the square of the smaller number 123. Square root of 4096. What is the first step? When the perfect square number ends with 6. If it is 4 or 6. Strike out the last two digits. Write the nearest perfect square of 40. That is 36. Means 6 square. 6, 6. So, square root of 4096 either 64 or 66. Here the third step is the product of the 6 and immediately after the number is 7, that is 42. Yes, 40 is less than 42. So, our answer is the smallest square number 64. Square root of 57121. When the perfect square number ends with 1, if it is 1 or 9. The second step is strike out the last two digits. Yes, check the nearest perfect square of 571 and less than 571. 529, that is 23 square. 23, 23. The third step is the product of 23 and 24. 552. Here 571 is greater than 552. So our answer is the square of the greater number. So 239. So square root of 57121 is 239. Cube root of a perfect cube numbers. Already we know very well 1 to 10 cubes. 1 cube, 1, 2 cube, 8, 3 cube, 27, 4 cube, 64, 5 cube, 125, 6 cube, 216, 7 cube, 343, 8 cube, 512, 9 cube, 729, 10 cube, 1000. Here 1, 8, 27, 64, 125, 216, 343, 512, 729 and 1000 are perfect cube numbers. Yes. Here, when the perfect cube numbers ends with 1, yes, if it is 1. When the perfect cube numbers ends with 2, if it is 8. When the perfect cube numbers ends with 3, if it is 7. When the perfect cube numbers ends with 4, if it is 4. When the perfect cube numbers ends with 5, if it is 5. When the perfect cube numbers ends with 6, if it is 6. When the perfect cube numbers ends with 7, if it is 3. When the perfect cube numbers ends with 8, if it is 2. When the perfect cube numbers ends with 9, if it is 9. When the perfect cube numbers ends with 0, if it is 0. Here only one possibility is there. In perfect square there are two chances. In perfect cube only one chance is there. Here once observe when the perfect cube number ends with 1, if it is 1. When the perfect cube number ends with 4, if it is 4. When the perfect cube number ends with 5, if it is 5. When the perfect cube number ends with 6, if it is 6. When the perfect cube number ends with 9, if it is 9. When the perfect cube number ends with 0, if it is 0. The perfect cube numbers ends with 0, 1, 4, 5, 6, 9 as the same numbers. When the perfect cube number ends with 8, if it is 2. When the perfect cube number ends with 2, if it is 8. So, the perfect cube number ends with 2, if it is 8. The perfect cube number ends with 8, if it is 2. Yes. When the perfect cube number ends with 7, if it is 3. When the perfect cube number ends with 3, if it is 7. So, the perfect cube number ends with 3, if it is 7. The perfect cube number ends with 7, if it is 3. This is only we have to remember. Remaining all are same. Cube root of a perfect cube number. In this case, we have to follow only 2 steps. In square root of a perfect square number, we have to follow 3 steps. Here we have to follow the only two steps. Yes. First we have to check the when the perfect cube number ends with 6. Yes, if it is 6. The second step is we have to strike out the last 3 digits. Yes, the remaining number is 4. Here we have to check the closer perfect cube number of 4 and less than 4. That is 1 cube. So cube root of 4096 is equal to 16. Like that, cube root of 12167. When the perfect cube number ends with 7. Yes, if it is 3. Yes, strike out the last 3 digits. Yes, the remaining number is 12. Yes, we have to check the nearest perfect cube of a number and less than 12. That is 8, means 2 cube. So cube root of 12167 is equal to 23. Cube root of 195112. Yes, here we have to check the when the perfect cube number ends with 2. That is 8. Yes, strike out the last 3 digits. Yes, the nearest perfect cube number of 195 and less than 195. That is 125, means 5 cube. So cube root of 195112 is equal to 58. Yes, cube root of 97336. When the perfect cube number ends with 6. Yes, if it is 6. Yes, strike out the last 3 digits and check the nearest perfect cube number of 97 and less than 97. That is 64, means 4 cube. Cube root of 97336 is equal to 46. Cube root of 195112. Check when the perfect cube number ends with 2. Yes, if it is 8. Yes, strike out the last 3 digits and check the nearest perfect cube number of 195 and less than 195. That is 125, means 5 cube. Cube root of 97336. Check when the perfect cube number ends with 6. If it is 6. Yes, strike out the last 3 digits and check the nearest perfect cube number of 97 and less than 97. That is 64, means 4 cube. So cube root of 97336 is equal to 46. Cube root of 531441. Check when the perfect cube number ends with 1. Yes, if it is 1. Yes, strike out the last 3 digits. Yes, the nearest perfect cube number of 531 and less than 531. That is 512, means 8 cube. That is 81. So cube root of 531441 is 81. Cube root of 571787. Check the when the perfect cube number ends with 7. If it is 3. Yes, strike out the last 3 digits and the nearest perfect cube number of 571 is 512. That means 8 cube. So cube root of 571787 is 83. ఈ రకంగా మనము ఈజీగా స్క్వేర్ రూట్ ఆఫ్ ఏ పర్ఫెక్ట్ స్క్వేర్ నెంబర్ అండ్ క్యూబ్ రూట్ ఆఫ్ ఏ పర్ఫెక్ట్ క్యూబ్ నెంబర్స్ ఎలా ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయాలో తెలుసుకున్నాం. ఈ వీడియో మీకు నచ్చినట్లయితే సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేయండి, షేర్ చేయండి. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్.